Hey guys, so in this video we're going to start with the control instructions and the loops. So basically the easiest loop is what we have here is the if here's the syntax and here's the example. So if you start with if statement, then the syntax is if, a condition, and then the statements in it. So example is like this: if you want to check a is equal to 5, that means if a is equal to 5, then you go into the loop and execute the instructions inside, which is here the printf instruction. And then in many cases if and else are always used together, they should be used together. So the syntax is if, a condition, and the statements, else the statements, which means if a condition is true, you execute the statements, else you execute the statements written here. Example: if the value of a is 5, you print high, else you print by. And also if there are more than 2 instructions, you need to write this. I prefer using this because this is better. This is also fine. It's actually the nested if else, means there's if else inside an if else. So if a condition is true, you execute the statements, and then again an if else inside the if, and then finally the else. Also you can use something like this, that is else if together. This is no error, you can write this way, and it's a simpler and compact way to do it. So if a condition is true, you execute the statements, else if there's another condition, you execute those statements. You can have number of else if conditions here and a final else statement. So example, if you want if a is equal to 3, say some printf hi. Else if a is equal to 2, I want to print something else, say my name. And then you can have a number of else if conditions, and finally there must be an else condition in which I want to print if, say by. So this is how you do it. And then we have a very important switch case statement. It's really very important. In this is the syntax: switch of expression is written here, case constant expression 1. These are the case conditions. So if the expression matches this case, you have some statements written here, this case some statements, and so on. You have so on. There can be any number of cases. And then there's a final default statement. This is executed when no other case matches. So if there's a no matching case in the written above it, then the default statement is executed. See, for example, int I is equal to 2, switch of I, this case 1, case 2, and the default. So in this case the output is, see, I is 2, so switch of 2, case 2 is print f b. This is executed, which means b is printed, and also the default statement is executed until and unless there is a break statement, written after every case. So there's no break statement, so the default is also executed, which is done. This is the output.